pause, had to put the phone down. People do me so wrong, falling out of love now. Life move fast, so I'm always on the go now. That's just how it goes. Living life out on the road. Running out of real love, gave it all away.
It's me, SimbaTv. Bang! What is good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Simba back here again with another reaction video for you guys today. For today's reaction video, we got people having a worse day than you. So let's jump up in it.
Some days it really seems like life just isn't going your way. But rest assured, it's probably not as terrible as you think. Whether it's bad luck, bad karma, or just bad choices, here are some people who are definitely having a worse day than you are. Everybody gets distracted by their smartphones at times, but this girl deserves special recognition for falling down a sewer drain in China. Turns out texting while driving isn't the only dangerous form of social media multitasking, as her entire leg somehow slipped through the narrow drain cover, trapping her until emergency.
Nah, fam, nah. That's like not a fear of mine or anything like that, cause like I'm never really on my phone like walking down the street or anything like that. I'm one of those people, my head is on a swivel. I'm looking around, I'm looking down for everything. Only because I seen a lot of horror movies, I seen a lot of cartoons where people fall through the potholes, the manholes and stuff. Like, nah, man, I'm too smart. They will never get me like that, okay? So you gotta keep those eyes locked in. You gotta keep them focused.
Services arrived. She may have been easily freed, but the humiliation will never fade. Most young kids put a kitten or a puppy on their Christmas list each year, but when that wish finally comes true, it's only fun and games until something like this happens. This poor little girl didn't know what she'd let herself in for when she insisted her feline companion ride shotgun. I'm just glad.
Nah, she gonna grow up and hate that cat forever. That little nigga shitted on me the first day I got you. Nah, she gonna hate that cat forever, bro. Y'all might as well just take that cat and just give it to a new home, man. Cause that cat ain't getting no love after that. I'm telling you right now.
Glad the driver was able to pull over fast enough to snap this hilarious photo. Speaking of badly behaving animals, this is not what one unlucky homeowner was expecting after looking forward to a freshly cleaned house. Allow me to explain. This horror show is what happens when someone's brand new Roomba robotic cleaner meets a puppy who hasn't been potty trained. I can only imagine the smell this unfortunate homeowner faced as they opened the front door to discover a delightful trail of fresh puppy poo all throughout the house. Sometimes technology does fail us. If you're a frequent flyer, a photo like this should be enough to make your heart drop out of your stomach. It's not hard to imagine what happened here. One last-minute trip to the little boy's room was probably cut short by the final boarding call. But this poor passenger isn't going anywhere without their passport. Ooh-wee. Someone constantly stealing from your fridge stash at work can be seriously frustrating. But this woman found the perfect way to get her sweet revenge.
Oh no. Oh no. The way I would have just stew up everywhere, I would have just projectile vomited everywhere, bro. Nah, that's crazy. She gonna say no worries.
Passive-aggressive post-it note, especially when it reveals that the coffee creamer the thief has been using is actually her breast milk. But hey, at least it's organic. In August 2017, a strange turn of events led to a freeway in Arkansas being covered in thousands of frozen pepperoni pizzas. The mass pizza massacre happened when an 18-wheeler transporting Tombstone and DiGiorno's pizzas slammed into an overpass pillar, catapulting the frozen discs of broke student heaven onto the road. It might seem like a blessing from above, but the carnage caused standstill traffic in both directions as cleanup crews spent hours removing the no longer edible debris.
Damn.
Picture this. You're finally heading back to your car after a grueling day when you find this awaiting your return. The best thing to do is to accept that the car is no longer yours and bid those bees a good day as you run in the opposite direction.
Walk away.
In case you thought cycling might be a safer option to escape the little stingers, take a look at this poor bike which has been turned into a temporary hive. It's definitely time to invest in a bus pass. DIY isn't everyone's forte, but it definitely takes a special kind of someone to screw up this badly on something as simple
How
as a
the
wooden
hell?
dining chair. Maybe
How-
she was
how
hoping
did
to
that
invent a
even-
chair that could work both ways, but judging by the total look of defeat, I'm just not sure things went as planned by creating this headache-inducing piece of furniture instead. In life, we have to make difficult decisions on a regular basis, but this profound dilemma is enough to have anybody stumped. What happens when you're in a major rush? Do you risk it and use the door? What if the other door isn't working? Or the goose figures out how to cover both bases at once? The owner of this booby trap building needs to come up with a solution fast. No matter how much forward planning we try to do, we just can't control the weather, and unforeseen
Facts.
circumstances can quite literally rain on your parade. Just take these two who set out on a road trip
No.
with huge grins on their faces, only to return looking like this. The poor pup just looked so disappointed that his own
Nah, the dog is sending me. The dog is sending me. He hates it here.
owner didn't think to put the roof up before setting off. Speaking of freak weather, since when did turtles start falling out of the sky? One alarm driver in South Carolina found himself inside this fever dream when the rear tire of a truck ahead of him hit an unsuspecting turtle, sending it smashing through the windshield like a real-life Mario Kart race. Thankfully, nobody was harmed, but the same can be said for the poor little turtle.
Man.
When things go wrong, we often wish the ground would just swallow us up whole, and that's definitely the case with a mishap which almost caused a $175,000 Porsche to be totally swallowed by a canal in Amsterdam. The brand new Porsche 911 GT3 RS was being displayed at a dealership when a mechanic decking it out with its orange striping accidentally drove it into the water. Thankfully, only the front end
How
was
do you-
submerged and the car was salvaged, but I wonder how the soon-to-be owner felt.
Man, like
The
how?
most adept coffee connoisseurs out there might be able to spot the error in this photo, which probably caused one of the most tedious shifts these coffee shop workers has ever experienced. The original Reddit poster explained that their boss had accidentally poured unroasted beans into a batch of roasted ones, meaning they had to separate 10,000 beans by hand.
Oh, hell
You
no.
and me, bud.
Hell
Human error
no.
is inevitable, but there are some situations where there's really no room for slip-ups. In June 2019, footage of the helicopter rescue of an injured 74-year-old hiker in Arizona went viral for all the wrong reasons after the poor woman was seen spinning out of control while
I remember watching this, and I'm a horrible person. I'm literally going to hell. But every time I see this, I laugh because, bro, can you imagine that? You got a broken arm, and then you just spinning out of control, like maybe 100 feet, like in the air, like more, 30, 50, like, nah, bro. Nah, like I'm good, bro. I'm good. That is so crazy.
suspended in midair. It turns out the crucial tagline needed to stabilize the patient wasn't attached to the stretcher, only causing her to rotate faster as the crew attempted to lower her to the ground. Thankfully, she emerged unharmed, if not a little dizzy.
A little is an
9 times out of
understatement.
10, botched homemade DIY solutions will end up in total disaster. Just ask this homeowner. Somehow the prospect of tentatively balancing a brand new TV on an old narrow mantelpiece didn't raise any red flags. But I'll bet the sound of it crashing to the ground did. I'm sure they won't bother cutting any corners next time. For most people, meeting your celebrity crush is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But this girl was left, well, crushed after meeting Niall Horan. After uploading a poll to Instagram asking whether the two should date, this lucky fan was met with an overwhelming 84% yes response, with just 16% answering no. I can only imagine her face though when she realized that one of the naysayers was Mr.
Damn.
Horan himself.
Hey, he just like me. That's some shit I would do. That's some shit I would do just to be a dickhead. Like, that's crazy. I know she was hurting inside. I know she just punching the air. She just...
That's gotta hurt.
He said, nah, I'm good.
Everyone loves a good bowl of cereal in the morning, right? And it's no secret the staple breakfast food
crazy.
tastes even better at night. But something about this bowl of cornflakes doesn't look quite right.
Yeah, that
This
don't-
brave soul was already a few spoonfuls in before realizing they had a nasty ant infestation in their
No.
kitchen. So that's where the
Crazy part is, that has happened to me before, and I can't even front. That has happened to me before where I had some cereal and I'm like, this don't taste like it normally tastes. And nah, it's never a good day when that happens.
The extra crunch came from. Taking up a new hobby always seems like a great idea, but no one could expect beekeeping to be a walk in the park. This poor beginner beekeeper faced a baptism by fire when she returned from her first day on the job looking like she'd just been in a cage fight. Thankfully, she seems to be smiling through it, and I guess it could be worse, but maybe she should hang up the suit for now. Anyone lucky enough to own a boat will know how relaxing a day at sea can be, provided the weather holds out. Unfortunately, luck just wasn't on the side of this poor boat as it came face to face with a wave big enough to toss it in the air like an angry god.
Bro, what do you do in that situation other than hold on for dear life and not shit yourself? Like, what do you do? The whole boat is flipping, bro. Which means, like, they're probably going in the water, or if they're stuck in the boat, they probably gonna drown. Like, that is scary, bro. See? And this is why I stay off the ocean, y'all, man. Y'all better stay off that damn ocean. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's nothing but death and despair.
Hope the passengers got out okay. Everybody loves a good nap, but there's certainly a time and place. And this girl learned that the hard way after nodding off while enjoying a bowl of cereal in the sun. Having a spoon-shaped mark on your thigh is quite the statement, and that rosy red hue is definitely a sign that you're the designated pale friend. There are design fails, and then there are deliberate choices made to punish us, and this crappy design is certainly one of them. A frosted glass toilet stall might go down well in some eccentric multi-million-dollar mansion, but a public restroom is really no place for such an exhibitionist fantasy.
How do you not know that you can see through that? Like, you had to know walking in there that you can see through that, and you was just like, you know what? I gotta go. I don't even care, bro. They can watch.
Demonstrated by this guy, though, if you've gotta go, you just gotta go.
Facts. You just gotta let one loose.
Anyone clumsy enough to drop things on a regular basis will know some things make so much mess that they should be guarded with your life. And glitter is definitely up there with the worst. There are only two options here. Move out or burn the whole place down, because you're gonna be finding that stuff for months. An eternally sparkling living room might seem bad enough, but my heart truly goes out to the person who managed to drop an entire pot of chili in the car. Who knows what happened in the lead up to this disaster? Cut off by some moron on the road? A heated family debate? Or just pure Butterfingers? The world may never know, but at least we can still laugh at this photo.
I would've been so mad, bro.
Some people are just born clumsy, but there's plenty of proof out there that there's always someone worse off than you. Just take a look at this poor unfortunate soul who snapped a photo seconds after the spaghetti disaster, which is definitely going to require at least 3 different types of cleaning. I guess that's what you get for dining out in your own bed. Nobody's perfect, so the odd mistake at work is no crime. But a monumental cock-up like this really deserves some kind of reward. This golden CCTV footage captured the moment one seriously unlucky girl managed to drop 22 quarts of ranch dressing while carrying it to the kitchen. She may be covered in it head to toe, but at least she was able to laugh it off afterwards. I guess she just had to use the dressing room to clean up.
Come on, man.
Most honest screw-ups can be easily forgiven. And I'm having trouble imagining how any of the parties involved in this nightmare emerged unscathed. It seems like resting in peace was no longer an option for this poor person as their coffin somehow smashed through the back window and onto the street below. I guess that's one way to have a last hurrah. The jokes truly write themselves when it comes to photos like this one, and there really is no better irony than one staring you in the face on the back of a massive truck. The driver to blame for this mishap definitely had some serious explaining to do. Extreme wind can be just as destructive as any other form of adverse weather, but sometimes it really seems like the higher power is out to get you specifically. Just take a look at this poor homeowner who was pleased to find their pool chairs had survived a storm, only to notice their grill had somehow been blown 30 feet into the pool.
Damn.
Now that's some serious bad karma. People love to pimp their cars out with all sorts of wacky interior decor, but what harm could a little rubber ducky do? Well, as it turns out, this little green fellow wasn't so suited to be spending his days sitting on the dashboard in the sun, because the proud owner returned to find he'd turned into, well, a green puddle with eyes. It's quite the hashtag Transformation Tuesday. Drinking games are a great way to get the party going, but you'd better leave your dignity at the door when there's potential for a catastrophe like this to happen. No doubt this poor player confidently laid...
Wait. No! 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 At that point, bro, you gotta get up and just walk off. You gotta walk off. You gotta walk off and find a new friend group, because that is a wild way for everybody to figure out that, hey, you might have an STD. Like, yo!
Laid their phone on the table after reading the rule that the first person to get a text drinks without the slightest inkling that a text like this would arrive. Of all the ways to find out you've probably got an STD, this has got to be the most brutal. This is one truly tragic photo taken just seconds after disaster struck. What you're looking at here is 2,184 cases worth of Grolsch beer, which were scattered across Highway 401 in Mississauga, Canada, when a woman swerved into the path of the oncoming beer truck in 2005. Luckily, no one was hurt, apart from the pride of any beer lovers watching from their cars as the sea of alcohol was cleared up by police trying to get traffic moving again. Still think you're having the worst day ever?
That's crazy. Some of those was wild. I'm not even gonna lie. Some of those was really, really wild. But if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you guys for commenting and sharing and subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.